Hello Stampers! So today's card I'm going to be using a combination of things from Stampin' Up! And also from Creative Vision Stamps. But I want to make this coffee card and I'm kind of winging it here. I have an idea in my head and we're going to see if it works out. For supplies I will be using the Coffee Cafe set from Stampin' Up! I also have the coordinating coffee cups framelits dies in here. And I keep my framelits in with my stamps. Okay. I'm going to be using the Wood Textures 6x6 Designer Series paper from Stampin' Up! And that's what we're going to be using from them. And then from Creative Vision Stamps, we're going to be using, I think, 2 colors of foils here. This one is called Shamrock Envy, and this one is called Fool's Gold, which is a nice golden bronze color, and I think that would look great on top of the Coffee Beans pattern foilables. And also we have the Berry Branch sentiment, and the sentiment I really want to use is "You Are Kind of a Big Deal." All right, so let's get this started. So the first thing I want to do is I've already made my background, or had a background card made. So we got one of those, standard A2 size. And my thought was to use the coffee beans in the background, make a coffee cup out of the framelits here, and do this "You Are Kind of a Big Deal" in the green foil. So let's see if I can pull this off. All right, so I'm going to turn my Mink up so that it heats up. We're putting that on setting 3. And the first thing I'm going to do is cut down the coffee beans background here. These are large sheets, guys. You get 4 sheets. 4 8.5 by 11 sheets. So you could make, if you're doing standard A2 size cards, you could make 16 backgrounds with this. And they are very, this paper's a really heavy stock. It's kind of a smooth paper. And then the foilables are printed on here with a very high quality toner. So the foil sticks to it. And I want to cut this down to 5 1/4 by 4, I guess. Actually, I'm going to make it a little smaller. 5 by 3 3/4. So I'll tell you guys my coffee story is I never liked the smell or taste of coffee. I don't know, it just reminds me of my childhood. My dad would have, a pot of coffee brewing every morning, so you would smell this, the Folgers commercial. You'd smell the Folgers going through the house every morning, and it kind of like woke you up and reminded you, get up, get ready for school, get the day going. And so it always reminded me of that. And in fact, when I was pregnant with my son, the smell of coffee made me nauseous. It was just really weird for me. And I didn't like the bitter. I don't like the bitterness of coffee. I still don't like it. And I just always thought of it as like an old person's thing to do. And when I got pregnant with my daughter, I had tried a latte or frozen latte. Somebody had brought me something that I would never have ordered for myself. And I thought, well, it would be very rude for me to turn it away. So I kind of sipped on it. I think it was some kind of a latte, and I really enjoyed it. And after I had my daughter, because they tell you you're not supposed to have coffee when you're pregnant, or high caffeine, I started drinking lattes, and it started out with just like frappuccinos, which are like frozen lattes, and I got hooked. And now I think I get a caramel latte 3 times a week at least. So I still don't drink regular coffee, but I do like hot or cold caramel lattes or pumpkin lattes or frappuccinos. I can't say no to those. So there's my coffee story. So I know it's not real coffee. It's like foo-foo coffee, but still. And I feel like such a grown-up when I drink them now. Ooh, I have a coffee. All right, so I'm going to take some of this Fool's Gold, and we're going to do the background in this. I like this foil because it is so thick. It is so easy to cut. It is not flimsy. I like that the rolls can be put away nicely. I don't have to worry about them getting bent up. And I did have the whole folder. Here we go. And again, we're always going to clean off our background and our background foil. Make sure there's no dust or debris there. Okay, everything's covered. We're going to run that through our mini Mink. So while that's running off to the side, I have this piece of DSP, which has kind of this wood texture background, which I had actually stamped on. But I'm going to use this side, and I'm going to cut the coffee cup, the larger coffee cut framelit out of that. We're going to put that in the Gemini Junior. And this has just come out. We're going to flip it 90 degrees and roll it through the Mink again.
I'll get that, Mommy. Here you go.
Thank you, Leah. So there is our little coffee cup. And I have some Distress ink in Vintage Photo with a little distress tool here. And I'm just going to ink the edges. Okay, we're going to let our coffee background sit there a second. Just kind of giving it this shadowed effect. Okay, and then our coffee cup needs a lid. So I have a scrap piece of white paper here. And we're just going to run the lid through. Oops. Might have to get some Post-it tape out. There we go. Okay. Here's our lid. And then with the lid, I'm actually going to take alcohol marker in a very light gray, cool gray number 1. This should work. And just color that in, just so it's not stark white. Okay. Okay, so now we have our coffee cup. We have our background ready for the reveal. Perfectly golden brown coffee beans. I'm going to take the Distress ink again. And again, just deepen up these edges a little bit. Just a little swipe across. My inky fingers are all over it. That's all right. All right, so This is basically my idea. Now we need to do something with the sentiment. I have to decide what shape I want the sentiment in. Because I feel like it should be done in green. I don't know. I think like the brown and the green combination work out. I keep my old coffee sleeves so that I can cut them up and use them when I'm doing the smaller ones. See? Ooh, you know what? I think I'm going to use that on there. That looks pretty good. We're going to keep that. Oh, this also has a little topper. Apparently, I cut out an extra one and threw it in here. That goes in the top of our coffee cup. So we're going to keep that in there too. And I think we're done with the dies for now. But we need to cut our sentiment out. So I'm just going to cut it out with scissors for now. And then we need to figure out what shape we're going to do. I think maybe a circle. I think a circle framelit would look cute on there. There we go. Okay, so we have a nice scalloped circle die. And I always save my foiling for last because I don't want it to get the foil pressed or messed up or indented or anything or peeled off because of our design. Small piece of this. Oh no, it moved. Okay, so what we're going to do is we will save this one for another project. We'll use the back side and cut out another one. Hold on a second. Because I was in a hurry and didn't use my Post-it tape. Let's try that again with the die. Make sure it's centered. Alright, that looks good. And I'm just going to secure it with a little piece of Post-it tape. Try that once again. Alright, so now we are going to brush this off, any excess dust. I could actually see embossing powder stuck on there. Okay, we're going to dust the back side of our foil. And run that through. I think I want to grab a green piece of paper. Okay, and I'm just going to cut this a little larger. I'm going to cut this 5 1/4 by 4 just to give it a little pop of color. and frame it off a little bit. So we'll start assembling here while that's going through. We're going to put our coffee bean background. And I'm going to give a big block on there. Give that a second to dry. We have our foiled sentiment, foiled beautifully. You see that? All right, that's awesome. And we have our little coffee cup, which we are going to glue together here. All right, so we have our card, we have our coffee cup, put the little stopper on there. And I just can't leave the edges alone. I'm gonna have to ink it. All right. And I think I'm going to use some pop dots on this. All right, so I'm going to glue our little coffee cup down. Pop up our little sentiment here, which is foiled. And there we go. So we have our little coffee cup with our foiled bean background and our foiled sentiment that says, "You are kind of a big deal." And then you could put like a gift card inside for a local coffee shop, whatever you think. Now, these fingerprints that I have, I think I can go through with a baby wipe. Let's see here. See if I can wipe those up a little bit. Don't want to use the sand eraser because I'm afraid the sand eraser will lift up some of those foiling pieces. Oh yeah, the baby wipe is taking all of that off. All right, because we use Distress inks and it's water activated, those fingerprints are lifting right out of there. So they are not as prevalent as they were. Down here. Inked it. All right, there we go. So there we go, guys. There's my little coffee card. I will link the products used from Creative Vision Stamps down in the description down below. Don't forget, if you use the code Nancy10, you will get 10% off of your order, $20 or more before shipping and tax. Custom stamps are not included. That's from Creative Vision Stamps, which is where we use the coffee foilables, the Big Deal. Let me show you again here. So we have the Berry Branch Sentiments, which is the You Are the Big Deal. Happy birthday, thinking of you, and on your wedding day. Hello, friend, and happy birthday. So you get 4 sheets of these designs. So you get 36 of the designs. Yeah. You get 6 of each design. Yes, it says 36 designs. Okay. And then you get the coffee beans pattern background. If you want to order that, you get 4 sheets of that. And again, the 2 foil colors that we used today were the Fool's Gold and the Shamrock Green. So those are from Creative Vision Stamps. The coffee dies that I used are from Stampin' Up!, which I can provide a link if you'd like to order them from me or from your local Stampin' Up! Representative. But they are called the Coffee Cups Framelits dies. But I will also link those down below. Thanks for watching, guys. And also the Wood DSP, the Designer Series paper. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, post them below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And of course, if you're not subscribed, I will put the subscribe button down below here. You can click that button to subscribe, and every time I post a video, you will get a link, a notification of that. Thanks again, guys. Have a great day and keep on stamping. Bye.